Hi everybody, Stonewalker here, signing in with you. The discussion, I think, for this video will be the wall and some of the more recent events. Try to be brief and more concise, something I'm working on for these videos. And what I wanted to speak about regarding the wall is its importance. Obviously, the president is doing a good job of emphasizing that. And the GoFundMe, obviously Americans are behind this. And it's great to see the energy, and we need to keep it up. And I believe that. The discussion with Conservative Mexican, his channel, certainly emphasizes on that, but there's others that finally done some mentioning of it, other YouTubers like ABL and others. So I think it's great, and it needs to happen, and the president is doing his best to show that this is a crisis and it goes beyond this hatred of President Trump, and that he's a threat to their power base and the game they've got away with for so long, and they're just doing the game because they haven't had serious enough repercussions. And the wall or the barrier or what have you, and the border security and all the rest. There's so much work that needs to be done, but it's a first step, and the first step is very important to make a first step and have success with the step and a seriousness, because it sets a precedence. This is done, now we're doing this, and this is going to happen, and hopefully those who may not have enough confidence in what needs to be done will start having more, and see that we, the people, can get this done. And we have President Trump pushing, and so we need to get behind that. And if you're not a leader, that's okay. Not everybody is. But you need to then support those who are, and just make it happen. And see the seriousness of where we're at. And the wall is an important first step in this. There's a lot going on. I watched some Fox News and some other things that were great. I didn't like the reporting a lot with Fox News. Actually, I was kind of disgusted with it, but it still got the information, and okay. But the president is making a statement as much as he knows how to. I wish he would do more actual public address and really rally the troops, so to speak, and get us onto it. But I also know there's other things going on. Scary things that he isn't mentioning. I want you to think about also, in this current event, briefly, it's not just about the wall, but also, alright, so he says, he was at the White House over the holiday by himself, and he mentioned specifically there was Secret Service and the military and all these machine guns, and he was by himself, and he waved at them. He talked about how he waved at them and they didn't wave back, and they were serious about their job. And okay, so you think the reasonable thing to think is like, well, he said he's there to make a deal, and he knew they weren't coming to make a deal. And if you think otherwise, you're fooling yourself. He knows these people and their games. So, but he's also playing the game, right? He's making a statement to people. I am serious. I made sacrifices. I'm not seeing sacrifices on the other side. And not that it's even the other side. It's all the other side. It's us and them, not even Republican, Democrat. The seriousness he showed. Now, if these Republicans were on board more, they'd be like, you know what? You don't have to spend alone. We're going to be there with you at the White House. ready to make a deal, ready to make it happen. If I was a congressman, that's what I would have offered to do, to show the seriousness and my dedication to the people. But that's not what you saw, and that's not what happened. But there's more to that story, I promise you, because he goes into this lengthy, well, not overly lengthy, just into the description of this. And somebody who's been around enough of the squirrelies stuff that, yeah, that's also a message beyond just making a statement to the Democrats. Something happened. I don't have overwhelming proof of it, of course, but something more happened, that he was there for this reason. Otherwise, his family could have been in the White House with him. And that's the question you have to ask yourself. See, what people do, what they don't do, what they say, what they don't say. They hint at. Why? Because you don't want to cause mass hysteria, but those a little more intuitive. It's kind of like, yeah, believe it. And you just kind of nod at each other. Yeah. So the wall, GoFundMe, the various things going on. And I know there's more this year, a lot more coming. But we, the soldiers, we, the people, have to recognize that if we don't rise up, it's not this road we're on. It can't be just Trump heroism. It can't be just a few people. It needs to be, this is benefiting you. It's benefiting me to make these positive changes. It benefits us, and we need to have the strength to make it happen. To not tolerate status quo. Business as usual. Because business as usual is not acceptable. If you hired me to do a job and I don't take it that seriously and I just mess around, are you going to keep me? I'm going to hear these words. You're fired. Simple. They're not taking it seriously. They're thinking of themselves. And they have their ivory towers and they pretty much feel relatively untouchable. That needs to change. Accountability. Real accountability. Repercussions for a responsibility. We have a responsibility for ourselves, for our future, for our people, for our children, for our country, for the sacrifices of those who came before. And we're not respecting and haven't. Not enough of us. And we need to. No more tolerance of this irresponsible behavior. Their lies. Not taking it. And the political games like what Mitt Romney is doing and all the nonsense. It just, politics as usual, the game as usual, nothing's changed. Oh, but it is. And they feel threatened. Oh, you're so threatened. You haven't seen threatened. I know what real threatened is all about. And they're rich without being in this game. They're there for more than that, of course. No, we, the people, need to end the game of indifference that's happening. And I appreciate all those who are promoting the wall. Some people joined on board because, well, it finally got popular enough, known enough, or what have you, that, well, they want to join on that bandwagon, and well, it still helps, regardless of their motives. I salute those who have a heart in this and has already put the heart and soul behind this. And my heart goes to the border control and everybody else that made the sacrifices. Bless you all. Thank you so much for this video. I look forward to talking. I'm looking forward to doing live stream and answering questions and discussing various matters and getting this movement solidified. Thank you. Stormwalker signing off.